Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll have a look at this Xiaomi 15 Ultra, and this time we are also getting the Xiaomi 15 Ultra photography kit if you pre-order it. I'll show you this one also later. I'll just keep it to the side. And guys, I know I'm a little bit late with the video. Everybody had put it out, but again I got this review unit a little bit late. It's been just about 52 hours since I've been actually using this one, but I wanted to put out the video because many of you were asking about it. This is not an in-depth review, but my initial impressions of using this device. And I was also using the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, if you guys know, so I'll also highlight some of the differences that I have noticed with this one. So you do get a 90-watt charger in the box, and we also get this transparent sort of the case. I haven't applied it, but yeah, this is the transparent case that you're getting. But I think so you won't be using this one if you're getting the photography kit, because that has a far better case, but I'll show you that later. So here is the device itself, and again, this is the 14 Ultra. The big difference you'll notice is from the back, and at least in India, guys, you're getting in this dual tone finish color, and this actually resembles the a lot of old style cameras. In fact, also if I recall, this layout resembles the Leica M11 camera. So definitely now this one gives a lot more that camera feel, and I think so this smartphone is for people who are into photography. That's the whole focus about this smartphone. But again, it happens to be a flagship Android smartphone. So again, if you notice, the back camera ring has increased a little bit on this one compared to even the 14 Ultra, which also had a pretty big one. And the big difference you'll notice is that this periscope lens is taking a huge space, and that's the biggest, I would say, change in terms of optics if we look at it compared to the 14 Ultra. Now this one is having a new that periscope lens, which is actually a 200 megapixel. In fact, this is the HP9 sensor, and this is the first time that is being used on any smartphone. And yeah, people were asking, we still have that 1-inch sensor on this one. So again, we do have that. Another thing that I noticed, again, we are having an AMOLED screen, but now the fingerprint scanner has become an ultrasonic one, so extremely really fast. The 14 Ultra was also good, but this was optical, so that's again a difference that I have noticed. And again, it's a nice thing, and again, it gives you that haptic feedback. Of course, the screen is a big screen. It's a 6.73 inch screen, AMOLED screen. Of course, LTPO 1 Hz to 120 Hz, and I think so in terms of battery efficiency also they have improved it quite a bit, and it's a good quality screen. In fact, it has all the certifications. This is the Netflix, and as you can see, it does have that wideband L1 support, and also supports HDR10, and Dolby Vision is also supported. So again, for multimedia consumption and stuff, it's good. Again, this one also has stereo speaker, and guys, here are all the specs, and as you expect, as this is a flagship, you have all the specs that you get. Another small thing that I noticed is that and when I was holding both these phones, in terms of weight difference, I didn't feel that much, but this one, the new one, is actually having a bigger battery. That's a 5410 milliamp hour battery, whereas the older one had a 5000 milliamp hour battery. And in terms of battery life, I have to say this one is definitely giving way better battery life. I didn't expect that. Yes, this has the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor, which is supposed to be a little more efficient than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 that is on this one, but I didn't expect that the battery life difference will be this much, though the capacity difference is just about 10%. But in terms of battery life, initial impressions, this is actually giving almost 25% more battery life. But again, I still hate Xiaomi that if you go to a battery stack, let me just go, it doesn't give you the actual SOT values. So I installed this Akku battery, and yesterday I tried to use it fully, and as you can see, after about when it was at 11% battery left, we got 9 hours 36 minutes of screen on time. Again guys, this was with a single SIM, not with dual SIM, but nevertheless, this sort of battery life I never got on the 14 Ultra. So I feel yes, because of that extra extra battery capacity, that is that almost 400 milliampere more, and the efficiency of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, we are actually getting excellent battery life on this smart. Also, the back texture, if you notice from the 14 Ultra, it's slightly different. And I thought this will be very, very slippery, but that's not the case. This actually gives enough grip to the phone. So that is also something that I noticed. In terms of specs, I like that at least in the version that is being sold in India, you'll be getting to 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. And again, the storage is the fastest that you can get, that is UFS 4.1. That's why, because of the Snapdragon 8 Elite and the fast storage, again, everything runs really, really super on this smartphone. And in fact, if I go to the display again is calibrated very, very well on this one. And by default, when I got the phone, it was set to default, but I just went to custom, and I'm just using this phone at 120 hertz throughout the time, and that SOT value that I got 9 hours 30 minutes was at 120 hertz. So that way, in terms of fluidity, again, you don't have to worry. It's very, very fluid experience. Also, small thing is that haptic motor is also calibrated well on this smartphone. Coming to the UI, again, this is the Xiaomi's own UI that is known as HyperOS version 2, which is nothing but Android version 15. And in terms of Android upgrades, this is going to get next 4 Android OS upgrades and 6 years of security updates. And if I go to detailed info and specs about this phone, this is what you're getting. The good thing is that in India, there'll be only one variant, that is this top end variant. So not like 256 gigabytes or something like that, or lower variant. So this is what you're getting, 16 gigabytes of RAM. And again, as I told you, the Snapdragon 8 Elite that you are getting on this one. Again, super fluid as expected with this processor. No jitteriness or anything. Even RAM management has been done well on this one. As you can see, I've been using it for the past 2 days, no issues whatsoever. So that way, in terms of fluidity, I don't have a problem. Again, as this is basically Xiaomi's own UI, there were some pre-installed apps of the Xiaomi. For example, the Gets app, Themes, the Mi Home was there, and of course some of the system apps, these are Xiaomi system apps, but again, these are sort of useful apps that you have. And also we have the Mi Remote, and I did test it, the Mi Remote. In fact, I have some Atomberg fans, so I was able to use it. In fact, the IR blaster is here, not here on the top. So that is, again, so you have to point it like that to the whatever, that AC or a fan, what's that. Some of the extra apps that were pre-installed, these were the 3 extra apps, and if I recall, even Netflix was actually pre-installed. So I would say these are not bloatware kind of or shady apps, but these were the apps that were installed. But the thing is that you can just go here and you go to I, and you can uninstall these extra apps you want. Now let's talk about the main thing that you'll be buying this smartphone, and that is the camera system on this one. And again, the here are the specs regarding the camera. I won't go into depth. Again, the good thing is that all the 3 main cameras are having optical image stabilization except the ultra wide. So in terms of camera hardware, as of now, this is the most powerful camera hardware on any smartphone as of now. So that's what it is. And again, this is the UI that you're having. I won't get too much into UI. Let me actually now show you some of the camera samples that I have shot with this smartphone. Let's start with some samples taken in artificial lighting. This was in my office, in fact, just shooting before this video. And as you can see, we got some good shots, and you get that natural background blur because of that 1-inch sensor and the aperture. And as you can see, we get that natural background blur bokeh that you call, without even the portrait mode. These were samples taken around my house at night, and actually went to a restaurant. Again, as you can see, very dull lighting over here, but the camera is actually producing some very good shots. And this was again taken with the main lens, and here we use the 2x zoom option. This was with the main lens, and this was ultra wide. One more example, this is again main lens, and this was ultra wide. Also have the black and white option, and as you can see, the black and white option gives a very different vibe to the pictures. And here are some samples with the same. It gives a very different nostalgic feel, I have to say. Now for some zoom shot, this is 1x, this was 3x, and this was that 4.3x, and this, if I recall, was around 30ish x. This was about 60x, and this was about 95x. One more example at night, this was 1x, this was 3x zoom, this was that 4.3x zoom, and this, if I recall, was 17x zoom. One more example, trying to zoom into that tree, this was 1x, this was that 4.3x zoom, and this was around 30x, and this was around 45x. Notice how clear the flower is at even 45x, and this was that 1x versus 45x. In terms of mega zoom, I have to say this is the king as of now. We also have a macro mode using which we can go very close to the objects and take pictures. And these were some selfies taken with the 32 megapixel front facing camera. These were taken in the normal mode, and here I enabled the portrait bokeh mode. Guys, recording this video with the front facing camera of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, and I'm recording this video in actually 4K. And actually guys, it's actually sun is sort of setting at very low lighting, so this will give you an idea how it does in very low lighting conditions. Yes, I didn't shoot a lot of videos because I got this review unit actually pretty late, so again I missed on the video recording, but don't worry guys, I will try to post a lot more, one dedicated video with a lot more, what do you say, camera samples and video samples, but this sample is recorded with the front facing camera in 4K at 30 FPS. Now coming to another thing is that if you are pre-ordering this one, and I feel if you're planning to buy it, you should pre-order, because you'll be getting this photography kit within for just pre-orders, and these are two adapters that you can attach. I'll show you. And this again, we have two shutter buttons. I have attached one more red color you can do. There was also this grip, I've installed it, and this, as you can see, we have two. So this is actually the case. Now let me just put it on this one. You can just put this case. That's why I was telling you might not use the default case that you are having. So this fits like this, and this is the, what do you say, camera grip that you're having. In fact, this also has a built-in 2000 milliamp hour battery, and if I show you, you can actually charge it from here. You can also attach a lanyard. A lanyard was also there in the box to this one, and now you can attach this one, and you just slide it like this, and you have to actually lock this pin, and it will detect that the professional camera grip is sort of installed, and this gives a lot of leeway. For example, if you open the camera phone, this is actually the shutter now, and you can just click it and do the shutter. In fact, this also has a rocker here, and you can do the zooming directly from this one. For example, let me just give you an idea. See, I'm just using this to zoom around, and also you can actually change the exposure, etc. Also, this, what you have from this, you can change the exposure, and also if you just press this button, it will start doing the video recording like this. So again, this is very, very versatile, I would say. And after this one, installing this one, definitely it gives you a camera vibe. And again, there is further functionality towards this one. Again, physically I'll talk, software also I'll talk. There are some tweaks in the software, and as you can see, you get two filter threads. This is actually a filter thread. This is just a, but maybe you don't like this red one, you can just press this and you can remove this. Maybe the red is too flashy for you, and you can attach this one, the black one, like this. Or this is an interesting one, and this is a 67 filter thread, and if you are into photography or something, you know that you can add ND filters, etc. to this 67 thread, and you can actually attach this one to this one, again like this. It's attached. Now you can have your ND filters or whatever filters you have with 60 thread. So this actually gives you a lot more flexibility. Let me just remove it, and you just press it and take it out like this. I'll just put this default one back. So, and yeah, so this is also functional. And apart from that, when this is attached, you also do get some extra features. Let's go to the settings. So as you can see now, as we have attached this grip, you have quite a few options. For example, you can customize it. Shutter button, that is this one, By default it's single. You can also change it to burst. Zoom lever, as I've told you, this one, this also you can change. It is on the default zoom, so jumps between different focal lengths. But again, if you want the continuous zoom, you can set it to that, switch the focal length. And also you have the dial that we have, this one. This is interesting. By default it's on EV, but again you can also change it to these other things. So again, I like that the customization they have done for this photography kit. It's just not a gimmick or something. The software options are also optimized for the grip that you are getting. And again, the grip also adds battery life towards this, because this one has a built-in 2000 milliamp hour battery. To remove this one, you have to just slide this back like this, and now you can remove the camera grip. And you can just keep this one like this attached to the smartphone, and this will act like a protective case. Okay, regarding the pricing of this one, this smartphone is priced at around 1,10,000 rupees in India, but you will be getting about 10,000 rupees bank offers. So it works out to be about 1 lakh rupees. But as I've told you, if you're going to do that pre-ordering as of now, you will be getting this ultra photography kit legend edition, that is this one, within that price point. Again guys, this is only for people who pre-book, and even who pre-book on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. Many of you have asked me about this Xiaomi 15. I just got this unit about 3 hours ago, so I haven't played around with this one too much. But again, I did take some photographs even with this one. Again, this one is also having the Leica camera, and this one has a triple camera setup. And the good thing is that all the 3 cameras are 50 megapixel, but again it's having the Leica Summilux lens. And also this one is a good thing is that this one is also having that 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. So nice to see that Xiaomi is not gimping this device also. And again, the camera is also, again, initial impression, I just took some samples with this one, and initial impressions, the camera on this one also actually looks very good. And I feel this regular Xiaomi 15 might be a very good option for people who are actually looking for a compact size smartphone. This again is not super big, but again this one also packs a very big battery. If I recall, 5200 or something. So again, this one will also get very good battery life. And again, this one is also having that same Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. And this one, the MRP of this one is in India is about 65,000, but you have that 5,000 rupees off if you're using those bank discount cards, etc. So it comes down to about 60,000. And I feel for people who are looking for a compact flagship smartphone with great cameras, and don't want the compromise, etc., in terms of battery life, etc., can seriously have a look at this one, because at about 60,000 with the kind of specifications that you're getting on this smartphone, I think so this is also a very good deal. Again guys, I just got this device, so I will definitely be testing this one a lot more. I'll be putting out a dedicated video on this one approximately after a week or so. So again, stay tuned to my channel, and if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But anyways, what do you guys feel about this Xiaomi 15 Ultra with this photography kit? Do let me know what you feel about the same. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.